Okay, fun fact, the railroad is active. Oh, there's the caboose over there. Honestly, I've realized I really like this egg. But of course, I'm going to have to eventually move on. And when I do move on from this car, I've decided it is going to be one of these two cars. But we'll get to that later. And I know this is true of a lot of people's first cars, but I don't know. When I first got this car, all I wanted to do was grind to get a better car. But then I realized this thing ain't so bad. Let me tell you about this car. This is a 2010 Nissan Versa 1.8, which is actually the higher performance version of this, huge quotation marks. I think it runs something around 120 horsepower, but for how light it is, it makes it quite peppy. But that isn't the main point I'm trying to get across. In this video that I posted, my main goal was to get a Pontiac Solstice by the end of the year. Then I realized I really don't like that car. Like, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But for the price of that, you could get so many better cars. All right, so plan A is being phased out. Plan B, drive this car until the wheels fall off. That way I can save for the next car that I'm about to tell you about. That way I don't literally wreck my financial future just for the sake of YouTube. Or, well, not really just for YouTube. Before we talk about the main subject of this video, I want to show you something. This thing burbles. I didn't know it did until I correctly mounted the exhaust, because whenever the catalytic converter fell off, yes, that happened, it has a center dump exhaust, which you probably heard in that incredible B-roll, thanks to the iPhone 15 Pro Max. We are now in crystal clear 4K. This is not my best angle. What were we doing? Oh yeah, the burbles. Usually when you take the cat off of like a normal commuter car, it sounds pretty bad, but this one is bearable. Look, there's an art to it. Yeah, I think you get the point. Now on to the real subject of this video. Transition. Okay, excuse me, I know it's a little rude, but I just got off work, come on. All right, I brought you guys to this strangely well-lit location just so we can talk about the possibility of what car is gonna be next. I mean, precisely, I have narrowed it down to two cars. The Nissan 370Z and the Nissan 350Z. Last time I made one of these videos, I was saying that I was gonna have it by the end of the year. It's a little unrealistic. And here are some pros of the 370Z, and this is not an educated review of any kind. These are just kind of things that I like because, you know, cargo vroom vroom. So with 350Z, I love the way these things look. I mean, like, it's definitely the better looking of the two in my opinion. It's just got that early 2000s classiness that you really just can't replicate anymore. And not a lot of car companies are actually getting it right. It has the same, or if not a very similar engine to the 370Z, so performance-wise, they're pretty close. But there's only one drawback that makes me want the 370Z more, and that's the interior. I kind of don't want to have a downgrade from what's in here right now, because even though this is a pretty base model, well, actually, this is the 1.8S. Yeah, hear that baby purr. Yeah, just for the amount of money that these things go for, at the same price, you can get so much more stuff with a better interior. And I gotta mention that I will be daily driving this car, so it's pretty much just, you know, like 370Z is my go-to, but the 350Z is also really cool. I like it as well. It's also cheaper. And that brings us to the 370Z. So the reason that I want this car, mainly all of the modern amenities, and it's also just a more modern car. Also, believe it or not, it's easier to find a good condition 370Z because even though they average around the same amount of miles as a 350Z-ish, they're typically in much better condition. It's just what I want for my purposes and my uses. So now we know what my future car options are. And yes, of course, this is subject to change because literally just 6 months ago, I was saying that I wanted a Pontiac Solstice, and then I saw one in person. I'm just like, But anyway, I just want to take a moment to thank all of you for all of this support. We have gotten so many subscribers even after the build. The last video did so much better than I thought it would. And here's to the future. Chick-fil-A Nuggie. Very good. Anyway, I'm the Dude Sperato, and I will see you on the next one. Be sure to have a blessed day.